Welcome back to the Pony Workshop! Yay! We're so excited to be here again, and we're so excited to start customizing ponies again! Whoa! And there's even more heads and bodies to use, right? Yes, there's even more bases. So I'm so excited for you all to be here. So let's start. This time it's not my turn to do a pony, but Elsa's. We just have all the bodies. We have Pegasi, unicorns, everything. There are so many. And over here we have spare parts like wings, a horn, neck plugs, and here we have glue. So that's it. Oh, and by the way, we have new additions to this workshop. Glitter! Whoa, so many colors of glitter. Perfect. Now we have the whole collection. Wow, where are we gonna put this? We can put it right here if you girls want. Sure! Yay, glitter! So much stuff. I already said I wanted to do Snowdrop. Yes, of course you did. And she's right here. So let's see if we can turn this into reality. Oh, and let's show the pony we did for Anya. Here she is. This is a pony we did last time. And she was the first ever pony I made. So yay, she's so pretty. Here's Cotton Heart. She has so many details. Her wings are painted. And the little eyes are also adorable. So I'm really excited to make, for you to make a pony, Elsa. Yes, I am too. So let's start. Let's try to make Snowdrop into reality. Now, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look for a head and a body. Okay, so I know Snowdrop is a Pegasus. So we have to find a Pegasus base. What do we have? We have this pink one and we have this yellow one. Interesting. Which one can I use? I mean, I could use the pink or the yellow. I think I'll use the pink. Let's use the pink. The yellow looks really cool, but I feel like the pink will look, I don't know. This body looks better because this one kind of has like a stain and stuff. And I do know there's other Pegasi ponies that like have a closer color yellow, like orange, so it's going to be easier to paint over that. So we're going to get pink and we're going to get the corresponding head, which is, what is the corresponding head? This one right here. We have so many. We have this one which has its horn cut off. As we can see, here's a horn and it's just cut off. But it's okay. It's for another pony. And we're going to take this one. And yeah, there's more bodies and stuff over here, but we do not need that. So let's go back. And here it is. Perfect. Now let's get the plate for the clay because we're going to start modeling this beautiful pony. Yes, I'm so excited. Let's get our water over here and let's look at this pony. Okay, what does she have? Well, she has a little bit of a short hair. She has her hair goes to one side and then the other one is kind of like the braid. And she has one huge braid over here. And I think I kind of want to use something really cool. I'm going to use these two paints that I brought from home. It's metallic white and metallic silver for the braid and for all the white accents because I want her to be like super, snowy, wonderful. And I want her to be like shiny. And I also got this blue. It's a bit of a lighter version than this blue. It's kind of the same blue, but it's lighter, trust me. And for the eyes, we're going to use this beautiful bright yellow. And this is going to be our color scheme that we're going to put right over here. And we can also use I would use a little bit of gold or silver in her eyes, but I think right now this is a color scheme we're going to use. We're going to start by her tail, just so we get the hang of doing braids. So this is her body, as we can see. I'm just going to stand right here. And we're going to open our clay right here. And we're going to take some clay out of this, like this. Oh, that's a big lump of clay. We are not going to need all of that. We're just going to take a little bit of this, and this is going to be what we're going to use right now. In total, we will need a lot more clay to make this work, but it's okay. We're going to split it up into 3 equal balls. So, I don't know, this ball, right? This ball, and this ball. We're going to make the first ball a little bit bigger. And we have 3 balls, like that. See? We have 1, 2, 3 balls of clay. And now we just need to really plot them in water like that. And we're going to kind of mold it like this. Whoa. We're going to mold it real nice like that. Whoa. Yeah, that's getting real nice, real wet, real smooth. And we're just going to start massaging the clay like that. Ooh, whoa. Okay. And now we have one part massage. Now we're going to do the others. And like that, it's just going to be really easy. And it's really fun. It's kind of like Play-Doh. It's really, really fun to play with this clay. And it's really cool because it air dries. And once it air dries, well, we're going to have like a hard surface like the other pony. Like Cotton Heart that Anya made. And now it's my turn, and I'm the older cousin, so let's see if I'm more skilled. Also, I already saw Anya do it, so this might turn out better than the other one. And also, the hair is a lot easier to do this time, so I added too much water to the others, but it's okay. Now we're going to roll them. Just simply roll them like that into like 3 little pieces. 3 little worms. We're going to roll them into 3 worms. So we're just going to do it like that. And we're actually going to cut it in half because I'm seeing that this is too much clay. So we're going to roll them like that. Like that. Perfect. Just kind of have them like the same consistency. And we're going to make 3 of this. So we're going to make another little worm. Now we've got 3 wriggly worms right here. And we're just going to join them right here at the top. We're going to just do that. But never fear, we're not going to join them. We're actually going to start braiding these 3 little pieces. So we're going to make sure we braid them and that they look very good. Because this character is going to have braid on her tail. And as we can see in the tail, she does have a braid. So we're going to make this braid really pretty, and we're going to try not to like, we're going to make it this long. It's very, very thick. I wasn't thinking the braid was going to look that thick, but yeah, oh well, it's fine. And like that can just connect like that, and we're just going to make it like, it's going to go upwards and then downwards. So we're just going to do that, and we're going to make the tip perfect for sticking into the tail. We're going to make it like that, so we know how to stick it into the tail, like this. And now that we have that, we know that we can make the tail like that, upwards and then downwards, like this. We're going to try to make it like that. And then, once we have this done, we're going to close this up. And then we are going to, with one of the excess parts, we're going to make a little like band to like finish it off, finish off this braid. And it's going to be like that, just like that. Perfect. And then we're just going to use a little ball. Okay, we're going to make a little ball, and then we're going to make a little part like this, and we're going to stick it to this part of the clay. And we're going to make more of those, just to make it look like, it's kind of like when you finish a braid and there's a little bit of excess hair. Well, that's what's going to be going on here. And it's going to be very, very pretty and very, very nice. So like that. It's going to be like that. Perfect. And we're actually going to get our hands a little wet because this is not moist enough. So we're just going to get, whoa, it's falling. We're just going to get this very wet and make sure this is very, very nice and smooth and everything. We just want this to look real smooth like this. And we're just going to stick it together like that. And we know the back isn't going to be really seen, but we still want the back to look good. So we're just going to do that. We're going to make sure it sticks onto the other pieces like this. I think I added too much water, but it's okay because it will stick to the other pieces. See that? It sticks perfectly. And I think that is a pretty little section for a braid. So we're just going to leave it to dry like this. Exactly how we want it to dry, like upwards and downwards. So we're going to leave it to dry like this. Like that. Perfect. And now we've got the tail done. Now we need to do the head. We're actually going to use another little paint plate to put it there. And then we're going to start off with the head. So we're going to leave the body be because there's nothing else we can do with it. And we're going to leave it to the side. And now we're going to get the head. And we're going to start doing the hair. Okay, so we're going to start actually on the braid for this one. We're going to take the body because we're going to need this to kind of see where the braid falls. And we're going to give her like, a little braid. So we're going to start with getting more clay because we need more clay for this. Take a huge chunk. Even if we're not going to use the huge chunk, we still need a huge chunk. Also, we can make the clay wet again, so it's okay. We're going to make the braid a lot smaller for the head. So we're just going to take these 3 balls. We're going to make 1, 2, and 3 balls. And then we're going to get our hands wet and then massage them with the wet hands like this. And kind of going to bring them to their senses to act like cool clay instead of dry clay. Because cool clay is never dry. It's cool. Anyways, now that we've started being silly, we can already start basically grabbing these chunks of clay and doing another time, again, wriggly worms. Woo! Just do wriggly worms like that. It's really easy to make wriggly worms like this. It's the easiest thing, and then we're going to kind of like press down the top part, and we're going to make 3 wriggly worms like we did before because we're going to do another braid. So like that. We're going to press down the top part like this. Gonna press it down. It doesn't have to be equal because as you can see, one wriggly worm is like bigger than the other, but we're gonna do one more wriggly worm like that. And we're just gonna whoop like that. Oh, okay. It kind of looks dirty now, so we're just gonna take that like that, and we're gonna like, massage it well. And we're gonna, whoa, like that. We're gonna make a 3rd wriggly worm. So now that we have our wriggly worms, what are we gonna do with the wriggly worms? Good question. Now we're going to take this part of the head, and we're gonna take a little bit of clay, and we're gonna make a little base for the wriggly worms to stay. So we're just gonna take more clay just so the water kind of like, and we're gonna make a little base for the wriggly worms to stay. Well, for the actual braid. So we're kind of just gonna make this kind of a base like this. We're gonna just like that, kind of make it downwards, and like that. We're gonna like continue doing that, and once this is done, like this, and we kind of have, like the whole thing done, like that. I'm gonna actually take my tool right here, and I'm gonna get it wet, and we're gonna kind of like smoothen out everything, and we're gonna kind of like use this to make like, better edges and stuff, and yeah, just better edges, better everything. And once we're done with this little thing, we're gonna start adding the braid. So what are we gonna do first? Well, we're gonna take these 3 parts, and we are going to stick this right on top and stick it on the side. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And now we're gonna make sure this, okay, this is gonna be a little bit hard for it to look good. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit hard to look good because it needs to be sideways, but it's okay. Once the braid is done, we're gonna be able to do it. And now we just basically try not to break it and braid. Like that. We're just gonna braid, and we're gonna continue doing this braid. It should be a lot wetter, but it's dry, so. Okay, the clay is done, and that has been so hard to do, so now we're gonna actually let that dry. Look at our hands. We're gonna let that dry on top of the pony because this braid, if we touch it, it's going to break. This thing is so fragile. So we're gonna leave it on top of that. We're gonna wait for it to dry, and once it's dry, what are we gonna do? Good question. We're going to do all of the bangs, and then after we do the bangs, we're gonna be done. we are going to wait for that to dry and then we can do the base coat. Okay, finally, this is a little bit dry. As you can see this color, right? And you can see that it's moved much. Well, we're gonna leave it like that and we're going to start with her bangs. So these bangs are gonna be pretty easy. That's the good part. So we're just gonna take a little bit more clay because we are needing a lot of clay for this, but it's okay. Just keep calm and use clay. So here we have more clay and we're gonna dip it into the water and we're just gonna massage. Okay, that's not what we're supposed to do. We're gonna massage the clay a little bit like that. Whoa, that's a lot of water. It's okay. We just need to massage the clay with the water to make it, a lot softer. And yes, I went to wash my hands before this. That's why they're so clean. My poor hands. And we gotta still be careful with the braid because, of course, it's not fully dry, because if it were to fully dry, we would be here for another day waiting. But, of course, we can use magic. This is silly. Anyways, so instead of using magic, we're just, right now, just gonna wait a little bit. And there we go. Okay. And we're just gonna, there we go. The clay is pretty much massaged. See that? How it's a lot more like flexible and stuff? Perfect. See that? So we're gonna start with making the hair. So what are we gonna do with the hair? Well, first we gotta check. Well, check in the picture. We can see that the hair is all swept to the side that the braid is not on, which is gonna be good to like kind of even out the braid and everything. And we can tell that over here it's a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna start with the little shorter sections. I'm just gonna make a little section like that, and I'm gonna put it right here. It's just gonna be a little section. We're just gonna like put that right there like that. It's just gonna be a little bit solid like that, just so she doesn't look bald over here. And then we are going to take our little tool. We're just gonna pour a monumental amount of water and just start like kind of putting it in its place like that. Okay, I need to kind of dry this off. Like that. Perfect. And now we can see that this is pretty nice. So we're just gonna do a little bit of detailing. Some details. Perfect. This is gonna be a really hard eye to paint because we have, this right here. But it's okay because now we're gonna make the hair being swept off to the side. So we're gonna make bigger chunks, and I'm gonna start doing the chunks. And basically we're just gonna take these chunks and then we're just gonna like basically put them sideways. So see this? This is gonna be like the first one, like that. And now we're gonna do more chunks. We're actually gonna start by this side because it's a better idea. But we're basically just gonna like do this, like a little triangle, and then we're gonna like flatten them out like that. We're just gonna like flatten them out. And okay, give her bangs. It's gonna be a little bit hard, but it's okay. We like hard challenges. So yep, we like it hard. We like hard challenges. It being difficult is a lot better because it stimulates our brain. So it's okay if it's a little bit difficult. Okay, so we're just gonna do more like that. More little spikes. And then we're definitely gonna have to like kind of fix the texture and everything with water, but it's okay. We're gonna try and like massage it with water before we actually put it on the head. Like this, it's 10 times easier. Because of course we are like kind of flattening it out and making weird shapes with it. So it's normal for it to kind of break in some spaces. It's completely normal. So we're just gonna try and minimize that as much as we can. While also, okay, I'm just gonna take this off for a second because I do need to do a little one over here. Or maybe I can just like join this like this. Yeah, perfect. There we go. See that? That's what we're working with. And we are going to actually give her more hair in the back here. But we're going to take a little bit more here and just smoothen it out. Just to make, you know, a little bit of a base. And we're also going to make like top little pieces of hair. So this is going to take a little bit. So we're going to, with the magic of editing, guess whose braid fell? Yes, it was the pony's. Oh well. Predictable, honestly. Anyways, it's okay. We're just going to be able to like glue it later. When this is done, we're just going to glue it like that. And okay, so the head falls here and her hair just goes right here. So we're going to have to kind of redo that whole thing. I tried to put it back with clay, but it's okay. And as you can see, we did the whole front and the sides, as you can see. So now we're just going to leave that all to dry, and then we're going to super glue everything. Well, not everything. We're actually going to super glue the braid. And then I don't know if I want to super glue the tail, actually. It's going to be harder to paint if I super glue it. So I'm going to wait to super glue the tail. So yeah. And we're just going to leave all of the pieces in that little plate to dry. All right, the clay on this pony is dry. And as we can see, she is so pretty. She's so cool and it's going to be amazing. And as I think the braid fell off. It broke into 3 pieces, and you can kind of see it here and here. But we stuck it back together, so it's completely okay. So now we can start painting the face and the body. So we're going to take our paint palette, and we're going to use this slot right here. And we are going to take our blue paint, because it matches perfectly, as you can see. The color matches perfectly. So we're just going to mix, 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 mix. And we're going to pour it in like that. Just kind of pour some blue paint in, and there we go. Now we're going to take the blue paint and body, and we're going to start painting. Ooh, that color already looks so amazing. All right, guess who finished all of the coats for this beautiful pony? Me. So as you can see, the blue is super opaque and super dark. And the white was already white because we already gave it a base color, so we don't really have to do anything with this. So now we can give details to the braid. As you can see, it's kind of like we can give it a little bit of blue. We're just going to take a little bit of blue right here, plop it into one of these spaces, and add a little bit of white. Well, actually add a bunch of white like that. And now we're going to have to mix that in together like this, just so we can, you know, give the hair a little bit of volume and give it a little bit of like blue strands, because I think that will look absolutely perfect. So let's take our really small brush like this, and let's put it right here and kind of make the braid have, you know, volume. We really want to give it like that 3D look, but it's already in 3D, but we kind of want this to look like the 2D, 3D look. I don't know, a really cool look like this. We want to make it look very 3D. Even if it's already in 3D, it's okay. We just want this to basically just to pop, because you can see that right now with the paint, it looks a lot better than without the paint. You can kind of see it's more like a braid, and it just feels a lot more better in 3D and stuff. And we're gonna add like, I don't know, some sort of a line in the middle like this, like that. We're just gonna kind of give this lines like that. It's more interesting. And we're just going to continue doing this all over the braid, because we want this to be the most beautiful 3D braid ever. Well, it's never going to be the best, but it's okay. We're going to do our absolute best for this to be the best. So it's okay if it doesn't turn out perfect. As we can see, it did break, so now it fits kind of weirdly onto the head, but it's okay because every problem has a solution. And we fixed the problem we had by basically gluing the braid back on. And now if we turn the head, the braid fits perfectly. So we're just going to do everything we can in these little crevices right here. Make sure we are leaving no little spaces or crevices behind. Like that, la-di-da. It's very, very pretty. I really like this. We're gonna make sure it has just a little bit of paint. And we're gonna give her like a few strands of color, because you can't go wrong with a few strands of color, right? You can never go wrong with more color. Color is the best. So we're just gonna continue doing this, doing that. And I think we're just gonna hold her from here, and we're gonna like define everything with this blue brush. Well, not blue brush, but like with this blue paint, and make her hair like more 3D, because I feel like just white feels way too boring. Like, can you see this? She has like more, I don't know, volume to her hair. Her hair looks more alive. I don't know how to explain that. The hair looks more 3D, looks more, worked, looks more, looks 10 times better than if we didn't add this. Like that. Perfect. I'm just doing some final touches, and I think that's it. Well, we're just gonna work the braid off to the side. It doesn't have to be perfect because we can't really see this that much. We're just gonna add a little bit of strands over here, make sure this is good. And there we go. We're done with the whole braid fiasco. Now we have to wait for this to dry, and we're gonna do the same on the tail. Yay! This is looking so cool. While it dries, actually, we can also draw the eyes. Gotta check, see, that's what we just drew. And she's gonna have a few lashes like that. And she's gonna be looking forward like that. So just like that, see? And now we're gonna draw the same on the other side, and then we can paint the eye whites. Yay, this is so cool! Now that we drew both eyes, we can take our mini paintbrush and start coloring in the eye whites. And then here, we're going to take our paintbrush and we're going to do it up to there and then color it down there. So it has a pretty oval, almond shape, not oval. And we're just going to make that as opaque as we can, like this. Perfect. And we're just going to cover that as much as we can. Of course, it's a little bit hard because it's going to be, it is dark blue, so it's not exactly the easiest thing to cover up, but it's okay. So there we go. This actually has to be a little bit bigger because the other one I did was a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to make sure that this is symmetrical. Perfect. Now that's more symmetrical. I know I'm not supposed to paint eye whites where the irises are supposed to go, but the eye whites make it so that the irises are also a bit easier to paint in and don't need that many, layers. So yeah, and now we're just gonna wait for this to dry. Perfect. All right, now let's leave this to dry. Actually, we can give her a little bit of like piercings, like one over here, one over here, like that, see? And we're gonna do the same for the other side. One over here, and whoop. There we go. Now she's got nice little earrings, and we're gonna leave her to dry. Woohoo! Because the iris is gonna be very important because it's bright yellow. So excited for that. Guess who dried? Her head. Okay, perfect. So now we can start with the yellow, right? Yes, we're gonna take our yellow paint, open it up, drop a little droplet over there on the paint palette, and we are going to start painting her irises. So we want to make them nice and big, like this. This is looking really good. Whoa! And we're probably gonna have to do 2 coats, but that's okay. We're gonna do the same on the other side. Gonna make sure we calculate how big the iris is before we do it on the other side. Kind of how the iris is supposed to look. Kind of like that. Perfect. And now we just have to wait for this to dry. Maybe we can give it another coat. But I don't think we'll need to. So let's wait for this to dry. Okay, this dried and now it's time to add the lashes. Okay, we're gonna start with this right here. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to kind of outline the eyes. I'm gonna do a few lashes. You can barely see them. I'll have to make them bigger. But now we kind of just have to finish this eye like this. Just very nicely. And then I'm just gonna try and make another lash. Oh yeah, these ones are pretty. Now we're just gonna take that and we're gonna make a bigger pupil, and then we're gonna continue that on the other side. Let's see how this looks. Oh, she's done! Her eyes are absolutely beautiful. It's kind of weird because this eye and this eye aren't the same. Well, obviously, because one of them you can't see the side, one of them you can, so it looks kind of weird. We're gonna make sure this is cool. We're gonna give her we're gonna try to give her snowflake eye shine. So we're just gonna do like a line here, a line there, and one last line there. Yay, it looks so good. And we're gonna give her one other eye shine over there, and we're gonna repeat the process there. We're gonna give her one eye shine, and then up here we are going to give her, this is gonna be a lot harder than I thought it would be, a snowflake. Perfect. Whoa, her eyes are finally done. I think it would have been really cool to give her eyeshadow, but oh well. I don't know if I should give her freckles. I think I'll give her some freckles. Will it look good on you? Oh, you bet it'll look good. Then perfect. Let's give her some white freckles. Just a little bit of freckles like that. Just 3. Like kind of like Applejack. Yeah. She's so cute. Yeah, she is. Oh, she's adorable. And she really gives off those wintry vibes. She does, but what about her body? Oh, yeah. I've been doing coats in between doing things, but it needs a lot of coats. But I think we can start painting the body now. Great. Okay, so guess who has the head, the braid, and that done? We did the freckles, we did the face, we did the little eye shines, we did everything on the head. We did the tail too, which is looking perfect. We just need to add some detail on the tail and paint this part of the wings white. So how should we start? Let's start with the wings. Oh, okay, perfect. Then we're gonna start with these wings because they're very important. So we are going to take our white paint and we're gonna put the inside of the wings. As we see in the art over there, we can see that her wings are indeed white. So we're just going to first, with our small paintbrush, we're gonna paint these edges and make sure they look perfect. White paint is very easily covered. Any other color, we can't say the same for those. Yeah, other colors are very, very, very hard to cover. We did extra coats of white over here. We gave her her little mark. Here she is. And we have her tail all done like that. And we have her head all done. Now, oh, wait, her tail could be like sideways. Would that look cool? No, that wouldn't. Now we can glue her on. All right, let's start with the head. And we're gonna use our trusty dusty glue like that. It's a bit big, but it's okay. The bigger, the better. Oh, careful. We have to be very careful with this glue. And I'm gonna take a paintbrush that is already like kind of, let's just say broken and frizzy and stuff. Oh, okay. Oh no. I'm gonna put it all over and make sure that it doesn't tip because we're gonna put it on the tail too. So we're gonna take a lot of this and put it on the tail And then I'm just gonna make sure that once we put the head on the body, that basically, for this you will need a head, which, well, not a head, but like a paintbrush, which you do not like, because you are probably gonna ruin it. So, and we're gonna make sure to position the head as close to the body as possible. So I think that is the closest we can do. Okay, so here's the pony. And we're going to get our paintbrush and we're gonna dry it a little bit, and we're going to use the wet paintbrush to make that look transparent. So we do not want any drips. Gonna make sure that all looks good. We're gonna kind of just do that. Perfect. And now we're gonna take the tail and stick it on. We just need to put this over here. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Oh, that's not a little bit. Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We're gonna use all of this, pick it up, and then put the tail over here. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Ooh, ooh, this is so hard. It's okay. The harder, the better it'll look, right? Right. Yes. So we're just gonna hold it in between two paint things, and we're gonna wait for it to dry. It's finally finished. Let's see what she looks like. Wow, she looks absolutely amazing. She's so majestic. She's everything I ever wished for. Look at her. Oh, please, come on. She's the best. She sure is. Look at her tail. Look at her everything. Ah, she's so pretty. I love this custom, Elsa. Thank you so much. I think she turned out really pretty too. Anyways, guys, if you like the custom, always remember we have more customs on the way. So stay tuned and check out our channel if you want to see them. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.